Aloha, welcome. I'm Skyra from Sovereign Vision Temple. Take a deep breath. Does everybody need to take a deep breath? This week has been really intense, and I'm wondering who else has had a really intense week or last couple of weeks. Of course, my life has been intense. So, and then the last 3 years has been probably the most intense of all for probably many of us. So, and it's like I've had this deep pushing from my soul to get out and start talking about my experiences and my journey and bring it out public. And as you know, I've been recording videos through my own journey for many years, I guess like since 2017, 2018, getting comfortable speaking on camera. And just as my own process was going in my awakening process, and a lot of it I didn't record because it was so intense and there were so many things that were happening that I have pictures and I have writings on like Facebook, but I didn't actually document them in video. And I wish I had at some point. So, but what I've been guided the last couple of days, because I originally started the channel, with this big thing that I was gonna have this big Sovereign Vision Temple, and it just wasn't sitting right with me. It didn't feel authentic. It felt like it was kind of ego-based and just too big of a presentation. And so I changed it. I've changed it. I need to be able to just speak from my heart and to be who I am. And I want to share my story because I know that stories are stories, but I really feel that I have a lot of wisdom to offer and to share. And my story is insane and crazy and a long process. And I think that it would be beneficial for people to know that we can come from the depths, literally the depths of hell, that we've either come from in our lifetime, in our childhood, or we've created for ourselves. And most of it is done, if we have created it for ourselves, is because of our programming. It's because of our trauma, our PTSD, our trauma bonds, the things that we've inherited from generations of trauma, generations of living out of alignment with who we are, who we're meant to be, and how we're supposed to live. And for myself, I've always questioned everything. I couldn't go with the status quo, although I was brought up in a lot of negativity and I guess you could say definitely trauma. And definitely in a place of not feeling worthy and not feeling connected to anybody because of that is a trauma response. So I changed the description of this community this morning, and I want to read it to you. And I want to start talking a little bit for the next channel, for the next videos, my story. And I want to tell people what I've experienced and just, to know that, yeah, I live here in Hawaii, and that doesn't mean that I've had this amazing life. Although I do have an amazing life. If there's, and this is a thing with duality, is there is the non-duality is whatever is extreme on one side can be the complete opposite of the other, and it comes back to the center. And so what seems good or all bad is actually the same. And what I've experienced is we can go and live in paradise and be in this beautiful place and still experience life and hardships. And it doesn't matter. It's definitely more of a soul alignment for me to live in nature. And the reason I moved to Hawaii was to escape the I guess the way life is, where it felt like I was in cities and I didn't want to live in that environment. I wanted to live closer to Mother Nature and to Earth, and where in a place that I could actually live if I needed to out on the ocean, and which I did for a long time here. I've been here for 5 years, and I learned to live a different life than what most people understand, where we have to work a job and we have to struggle and survive, and realize that there has to be another way. I didn't know. I grew up in a city. I grew up near Washington, D.C., as a matter of fact. And I grew up in that lifestyle of, consumerism and retail, and got to have the most and the best, and work really hard to get it until you like kill yourself. And when I got here, that's kind of what the accumulation of my body was at that point. And I was going through some really deep inner healing, and that continued and went even deeper when I got here, because there was so much that I hadn't seen in myself yet, even though I had gone, through this awakening, and I was on this awakening path. But I was turning away from religion and not, seeing through that, and then realizing that there's more there, and moving into spirituality, but seeing the same drama and trauma play out in the spiritual world, which is where I believe a lot of the Christians are talking about, where, new age spirituality, and how it's, it's really awful, but it's really just the inversion of all the ways that we are being, that things are being twisted in all aspects. So we have to learn to really discernment on what we are accepting into our reality, and what we have to understand and be discerning, and the words that we hear and the energy. We have to learn how to feel our energy. But I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole today, but I'm going to read this to you, and if it makes sense. So this channel is about the intersection of spiritual and science, or metaphysics, and I guess you could say metaphysics and what's science and nature, because this is what we're moving into. We're moving into the unification, not the division, not the separation anymore. And this is where we are living and have lived. And we can see where we've gotten ourselves in the division, and how we are being separated, and people live separate lives in their own separate houses. And until we start learning from the past, and learning from the indigenous, and learning from nature, we're going to continue to go further into the destruction of our own individual self, as well as the earth and the collective. So I think what's happening now on an extreme deep level, and it's happening finally, is the huge collective awakening, where we're seeing this isn't working. This way of life is destroying us. Our nervous systems are dysregulated. We're all sick. We are, and let me read this to you, and it'll make more sense. So, and I'm going to be babbling a little bit, because I want to speak from my heart. I want to share just why I am a mentor and a coach, and the depths of what I understand, and what I have also trained in, because it's not just coming from my own viewpoint. I have lots and lots of life experience, as well as training, like that I had to learn so that I could put the two together, and actually not just coming from something that I thought to be true. We have to intersect both, right? But I refuse to go into the system, into licensing and the like medical system and certifications on that college level, because I didn't believe in it, because I knew that there was so much untruth and things that were so left out, that I went deep into the holistic route and put myself through the experience to learn exactly what I was learning was what I was experiencing in my life, and with my own body and my own spirit and my own emotions and own mental state, so that I was able to understand it on a very personal level. So anyway, this is the description. I'm going to read it from my phone here. This channel is the accumulation and intersection of my deep dive into personal transformation and journeying to discover I am consciousness, as well as simple humanness. Throughout my awakening, out of and dispelling consumerism, religion, politics, addiction, dogmatic spirituality, patriarch, pharmaceuticals, generational trauma, I gained deep insight and understanding of ancient and indigenous culture, spirituality, and wisdom. May we see through our ancestors. What we can see through them is the deep disconnection to understand the depths of our disease, psychosis, our rage, our fear, our disempowerment, and how we can overcome and experience reclamation of our soul, of our lives, in a way that we can bring back truth and light and freedom. We are living in a place that we were never designed to live. And so what I did, and I really have been seeking guidance from my guides and from God, like what I had this deep urge to be on Facebook and talk and teach what I know, but I was kind of all over the place, and I still am. And I finally realized that a lot of times we've been programmed to fit ourselves in a box. We got to pick one thing. We got to pick the niche, whatever you want to call it. And I can't. I've never have been. Because we are multi-dimensional beings. I like many things. I have deep dove into so many things and so many different learnings through my lifetime. I mean, I've gone from one thing to another to learn and to seek, and I've been called, that why can't you just focus on one thing? Why can't you just, why do you have to keep changing? Because that is who I am. That is who I want to learn as much as I can. I want to experience as much as I can. I want to understand things on a deep level. But my journey also wasn't just a mental, I had to actually experience it on a physical soul level, so that I could deeply embody the knowledge and the wisdom, so it didn't just stay in my head. And that's the thing with, right now, with everybody's seeking and trying to get somewhere. And I was on that path. But what I found out, that you can't rush anything. Your soul takes you through this journey on this awakening, and it happens in its time. So we don't need to rush. We don't need to hurry up and get somewhere. We don't need to keep trying to push our awakening, because life and our soul is going to do it as it's meant to. And there's nowhere to get. This is a lifetime of experiences. and it just goes deeper in understanding and wisdom. So over the next few videos, I guess, I don't know how long it's going to take, and I'm going to tell you why. Let me see what time I am at here right now. I don't know what time I've gotten to, but I don't want to like make long videos because I know people don't want to watch them for very long. So, but maybe tomorrow I'll explain. But I told you in my last video that this week my cat's been gone, and she apparently has left this earth, and this whole 2 weeks has been insanely crazy. All this stuff happening. And I do believe in spiritual warfare. I truly believe in that there are dark forces here on in this plane of existence that are trying to hold us back, trying to interfere with especially those who are here to talk about the truth and bring light and bring wisdom. And what I have experienced for the last few weeks is nothing but that. However, I have developed an inner strength so far beyond that I can say later, I'm not going to fall for this. It's okay. I keep, whatever. It doesn't affect me. It might get to me for a second, but what part of my journey has been to learn to alchemize and transmute anything that seems to be coming to me that's going to hurt me or going to bother me or seems to not feel good, to a place of everything is happening for me. And I'm experiencing this really intense pushback right now. And guess what? Because I know how powerful what I have to say and what I have to speak to, that's why. So I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep on going. And tomorrow I'm going to start talking about what I've experienced over the last few days, and then go into where my journey started when I was born, and to talk not about my story so much to talk, but really to share stories. And I will be bringing in my life experiences so that it's also an encouragement to those who may be in a place of like, I don't know what's happening. This is insane. I can't go on, because you can go on, and you are going to go on. We're here to do this work. It's deeply painful for many of us who have come from generation after generation of trauma and abuse and PTSD and addiction and self-loathing and hate, that we can raise our consciousness completely to the opposite extreme. Because you know why? Because we are the ones here to bring the light. So you have to keep going, just like I have to keep going. I hope this makes sense to somebody, but like I said, I'm speaking directly from my heart, and I look forward to having you comment on my videos. Tell me how you're experiencing life right now. I want to interact. I want to know about your life. I want to be able to get to know you if you're on my channel. I hope this is just the beginning. I'm going to be building communities. So anyway, I thank you for being here. And I will be continuing with videos. And if you resonate with my channel, please like and share and subscribe. And there is more information in the description of this channel, where you can find my website, which is in process right now, and some offerings. And I am a mentor and coach. So if you're looking for support in this moment, through the awakening and embodied consciousness, learning that process, regulating your nervous system, healing your body, changing your thoughts, seeking there's not much haven't been through, and can bring light to that. So have a beautiful day. Aloha.